In the past, before the power of the 40 liturgies was known, people used to offer 20 or sometimes 30 liturgies for the departed. But it was discovered that 40 liturgies are more powerful than 30. And how was this revealed? An old priest from a village, over 80 years old, could no longer serve the liturgy. He had married off one of his daughters, and his son-in-law had taken over his place at the parish. The people had reverence for the old priest because he had baptized so many, married many others, and even buried others. They knew him as the father of the village, as he had been there for a long time. People held the old man in high esteem. They still went to him for confession, for prayers, or to hear a spiritual word, and the young priest was glad that the elder could still do something to help him. But the old priest's legs hurt as he suffered from rheumatism. Now, in his old age, the rheumatism showed its strength as his body grew weaker and his legs became swollen. In that village there was a public bath, a spa, with salty water that was good for rheumatism and other ailments. The bath was located in a large garden with a beautiful orchard, and the priest, going there to bathe, would set off with hope in God, because it is the duty of a priest, a monk, and any Christian, especially when traveling alone, to say prayers along the way. He would pray from the moment he left home until he arrived at the garden. When he reached the garden, he would encounter a young man crying and lamenting deeply, but who did not speak. This young man would go with the priest to the bath and showed great kindness, helping the priest as much as he could. While the old priest was in the bath, he would say prayers as he knew many by heart. When he came out of the bath, the young man would again appear, crying. He wept continuously, wiped the priest's feet, helped him put on his shoes, handed him his coat, and would escort him out of the garden, still in tears. Now the poor priest, seeing this young man weeping, asked him, "Young man, why are you crying?" But he said nothing. Then the priest thought to give him money, but the young man kept crying and would not accept the money. Every time the priest came, he found this same young man coming from somewhere within the orchard, crying heavily. He would go with the priest to the bath, help him until he left the garden, and then he would remain there. So what did the priest think to do? He placed some prosphora, blessed bread, and a bottle of pure wine into a beautiful napkin and said, "I will give him this bread and wine. Perhaps he will accept them, because this man is very kind to me." When the priest arrived again, he found the young man once more in tears. They went to the bath. The young man helped him again, and as they reached the gate to leave, the priest said, "Take this bundle of prosphora and a bottle of wine to eat and drink. I have blessed them." Then the young man finally spoke. "Oh, Father, if you only knew who I am, you wouldn't give me prosphora to eat." Hearing this, the priest was startled and asked, "But who are you, my son? Why haven't you spoken until now? I've come to this garden so many times, and you've helped me so much." "Oh, Holy Father, if only you would stay in this garden and in this bathhouse for the rest of your life, you would do me such great good." "But why?" the priest asked. "Because only when you come into this garden and stay in the bath praying, am I allowed to be here in my garden as well." While the old man was bathing, he would pray and say, "Lord, remember and forgive the sins of the one who built this bathhouse, because it was free and had everything one might need." "But where are you?" "I am in hell." And who are you?" "I am the former owner of this garden. This orchard was mine, and I built this bathhouse at my own expense and left it for the use of the village. But I died in the prime of my life with grave sins, and I went to hell. I did confess, but it was in vain, because I didn't have time to do my penance. And now, Holy Father, I have been suffering in hell for 80 years. And when you enter this garden and pray, the angel of the Lord comes and lifts me out of the flames. All the others who use the bath only do wicked things and never think of God. But you, when you are in the bath and when you enter the garden, you come in prayer, and God in his justice sends his angel to take me out of the fire. As long as the priest is in the bath and in the garden for his prayers, since he is also benefiting spiritually, you may stay in your garden. That is why I said, Holy Father, if you would remain in this garden until the end of your life, for that entire time I would be free from hell. But the moment you leave, the angel of the Lord seizes me and takes me back to my torments." The priest was frightened and asked, "What is your name, brother?" "My name is John," he replied. "Brother John, how can I help you?" "Oh, Father, priests have great power from God. Priests deliver many souls from hell." "But how?" the priest asked. "If you are willing, Holy Father, don't give me the prosphora to eat, because I am a spirit. I appear to you like this, but I am not here in the flesh. I can't eat or drink now. If you want to help me, take the prosphora and the wine and offer for me, Holy Father, 40 liturgies to deliver me from the fire. If you help me, you will receive a great reward on the day of judgment, on the great day." And as he said that, while he was still speaking with the priest in the garden, suddenly the priest saw nothing any more. His ears started ringing, he became frightened, remained in the garden, and began to weep. "Lord, Lord, how you brought a soul out of hell to speak with me and to show me the power of the 40 liturgies. Until then, only 30 liturgies were usually done, as mentioned earlier." Then the priest returned home in tears, and his son-in-law and daughter saw him and asked, "What's wrong, Father? You seem troubled." "My dear ones, what can I say? I'm saddened. My legs are hurting. I feel that the end of my life is near. Look, my boy, this is what I want to do. Since I've been a priest in this village for 60 years, I want to leave this world prepared. Let me serve the divine liturgy for 40 days. "You won't be able to, Father. You can barely walk. As God wills, He wants me to serve. Let me make the effort." And they were amazed. "I will help you as well, but if you are able, we'll let you do it." "I will not serve only on Sundays and feast days. I will do it like at the monasteries," the old priest said. However, he did not reveal the secret of what the young man had told him or what he had seen in the garden. And the priest got started. He prepared himself, changed clothes, washed, and went to confession, because he couldn't serve without first confessing. And the people in the village were amazed. "Have you heard the news? The old priest said that before he dies he wants to serve the liturgy for 40 days straight." Every day the church bell was rung by the cantor and the choirman. When people heard it, they said, "Come on, let's go. The old priest is serving again. This is a great miracle." And they were all amazed at how easily he carried out the service, every part of it, and how he celebrated the divine liturgy each day. Because he was receiving Holy Communion daily, the holy mysteries gave him strength. Everyone was astonished. "The old priest has become young again. Come see how he serves, And at the end he preaches, holds the memorial service, and does everything. And the people were filled with joy that the priest had begun to serve every day. That's how it used to be done in the village in earlier times. The old priest served like this for about 20 days. After 20 days, he came back from church very tired. He went into his room and said, "I'll rest a little. I'll eat when I wake up. I am not hungry now. I've received the holy mysteries." Still wearing his boots, the old priest lay down to rest, and he hadn't even fallen into a deep sleep when he saw a great river of fire, so wide it had no end, a sea of flames, and he heard all kinds of wailing, screams, gnashing of teeth, and cries of despair. He saw people burning, demons turning them with pitchforks in the fire, and the agony was immense. The priest was terrified, and near the shore of that river of fire, he suddenly saw John. Half of his body had emerged from the flames, and John began to shout, clapping his hands, "Father, Father, don't leave me! I am John from the garden. Look, with your holy liturgies, I am halfway out of the fire. Don't stop now, Holy Father. Keep going and pull me out, for you will receive a great reward on the day of judgment." And the priest woke up. He no longer saw the river of fire, and he was afraid. He got up, and he became even more determined. "Even if I die, I will finish the remaining 20 liturgies," said the old priest. He was rejuvenated. He didn't even feel old anymore. "Just look at that! What strength he has," people would say. You see, when a person comes into contact with the world beyond, how much courage they gain. And the old priest completed the remaining 20 services, 20 holy liturgies, and the people marveled. "May God strengthen our poor priest. At over 80 years old, he's serving every single day." Here you can also see the power of faith. Faith strengthens a person. And so he completed all 40 liturgies. When the 40th day came, during the final liturgy, as the priest was holding the holy chalice and communion spoon to consume the remaining holy gifts, after all the faithful had communed, suddenly the priest saw a beautiful eagle enter the holy altar. Its feathers shimmered in thousands upon thousands of colors. The congregation had already left the church. Only the church caretaker was still inside, and the priest called out, "Basil, come quickly, over here." When the caretaker entered and saw the eagle, so beautiful, he was amazed. He fell face down to the ground and said, "Oh, Father, where did this bird come from? I've never seen anything like it." And then the eagle began to speak. "Holy Father, I am John. Behold, with your holy and divine liturgies, 40 in number, you have delivered me from the torments of hell. I now fly to the paradise of delight. May God reward you on the great day of judgment, for you have delivered a soul from the torments of hell. Know this, that through the hands of priests and through the holy liturgy, thousands upon thousands of souls are freed from hell every day, just as I was. So great is the power of the holy liturgy. But from now on, do not offer just 30 liturgies, but 40. And saying this, he disappeared. Then the priest told the people, "Today I have completed the 40 liturgies. Now I will tell you the secret of why I serve them." And he shared it with his family, and they wrote it down, because it is also written in the book of saints' lives. "Write down this story, for I saw it with my own eyes and heard it with my own ears. Here is what happened to me." He told them everything, starting from when he used to go to the bathhouse. and after that the priest never had to bathe his feet again. The Holy Spirit had strengthened him. He lived 3 more years, and after those 3 years he went to the Lord. This miracle took place in Constantinople during the reign of the pious Greek emperor Heraclius, the same emperor who retrieved the Holy Cross from Jerusalem after it had been seized by the Persians. And I have told you all of this so that you may know the power of the 40 liturgies. At the liturgy, include also 1 or 2 poor people, or a widow who had no one to commemorate her and died in poverty. This is a great act of charity. It is called spiritual almsgiving. It is greater than giving someone clothing or food, because you are helping them in the life beyond, in eternity. Remember, O Lord, all the departed from our families. Amen.